Spark Books here. Today, I'm going to explain the book, If I Understood You, Would I Have This Look on My Face? By Alda. Take care, enjoy the book, and have a nice day. If I Understood You, Would I Have This Look on My Face? 2017 explains how improvisation techniques, as practiced by actors and comedians, can be used as training methods for better communication. Alda uses illuminating examples of miscommunications from his own life to show how we all can be better at relating and talking to one another. Key idea number 1, use your ignorance to build rapport. Have you ever been in a one-way conversation when the other person keeps talking when you don't understand? Avoiding it with ignorance isn't ideal. Ignorance, along with curiosity, is the finest way to communicate. TV interviewers utilize this strategy with scientific guests. The author utilized this technique to interview an AI expert, a field he knew nothing about. Instead of asking technical, specific questions, the author inquired if experts ever worried robots will turn against and overthrow humans. Such a broad question prompted an engaging answer that the whole audience might enjoy. Good communication is shared by definition. Always make your communication partner comfortable. Improvisation builds connection and community. The author led an improv workshop at USC to assist students feel more comfortable communicating during presentations. They did exercises before speaking. One student had to pretend to play an imagined instrument, and the others follow the rhythm. Students bonded and relaxed during this activity. Better presentations resulted. Key idea number 2, empathetic and reasonable communication are key. To communicate properly, we must use communication's emotional resonance. Research shows this resonance. When a monkey watches another monkey grip an object, its brain reacts as if it were performing, not observing. Mirror neurons are excited when we observe someone do something, and they're linked to empathy. Seeing a cheerful face stimulates our own happiness neurons. We understand. Empathy is vital to communication because it allows people to understand another's feelings. This empathy has another facet. It's easy to overlook that another person's thoughts are different from ours. To fight this, we must use logic. Imagine a study of young children. Children watch a woman enter a room, set a cookie on a table, then leave. A man enters and puts the cookie in a cupboard. If the woman returned, the children would believe she knew where the cookie was, too. She wouldn't know, though. Even if we're no longer children, we still overlook what others are thinking. To counter this, we must be reasonable and pay attention to body language, facial expressions, and voice tones. If we succeed, we'll learn what our interlocutors think and feel. Key idea number 3, adjust your message to your audience to communicate properly. Be clear and appealing to communicate effectively. To be memorable, tell a tale. David Muller disseminated the word about his thinnest glass. To popularize his discoveries, he told a narrative. He and a graduate student accidentally invented it. When dealing with graphene, they noticed muck. On closer study, they learned that the sludge was actually thin glass. The compelling narrative helped spread the word about Muller's invention. Use yes, and to communicate effectively. This improv approach is popular. The shtick entails taking what someone gives you, verbally or physically, and transforming it. Larry, the author's co-worker, used the game when a thief pulled a gun on him. He maintained calm, looked coolly at the young man, and offered help. He was trying to understand the teen's circumstances and help him. Larry used what he had. The thief dropped his gun, and Larry secured him a job the next day. This story shows how mysterious communication may be. Be aware of when personal connection can overcome divides. Key idea number 4, improvisation improves nonverbal communication skills. We overcomplicate communication. We try to cram too much in or be overly clever. Start from scratch. Nothing is spoken. Body language, tone of voice, and facial expression all function on deep, intuitive levels. A few improv methods can assist communicate nonverbally. The author asked Stony Brook scientists to play improv. As one moved, the other tried to mimic it. Leaders must move gently enough for followers to follow. Then they switched roles. Next, neither was leader, but they still had to move in sync. Body language was crucial. After assessing each other's and their own body language, they spoke. Again, mirroring and reacting to their spouse. This kind of exercise teaches nonverbal communication basics. Charades works too. Body language and voice tone can be used to infer a couple's relationship. These strategies promote empathy and help read emotions. The author practices by observing others and estimating their feelings. Consider it. Consider how others might be feeling at work or on the subway. Key idea number 5, great communication requires improved audience understanding. You should know communication basics. 2 more approaches must be learned. First, understand that different audiences require varied communication approaches. Occasionally an audience requires tons of empathy, and sometimes it should be limited. Helen Reese, a Harvard psychiatry professor, has shown this. In one experiment, she and her patients were filmed while connected up to skin conductance sensors. A therapy session confused Reese. It was a young, confident woman who couldn't lose weight. The patient's data feedback showed severe anxiety during the exchange, whereas Reese was stable. She wasn't recognizing her patient's emotions. Reese rewound the recordings. She saw the patient's nervous tics and motions. Reese was learning empathy to use uncomfortable periods in counseling. The patient lost 50 pounds. Sometimes empathy is counterproductive. A doctor once examined an author's foot painting acquaintance. Overwhelmed by the symptoms, the doctor sat down with his head in his hands. This demonstration of empathy unduly worried the sufferer. Second, avoid elaborate and confusing information while speaking. Imagine a security expert using just technical terms to illustrate how a company's network could be infiltrated. The warning may be ignored, endangering the system. Avoid jargon. One person's confusion is another's clarity. So improvise. To view more content like this, subscribe. Don't forget to like and turn on notifications. The channel really benefits from it. I appreciate you being here.